Most people think buying a brand new home means fewer problems, lower maintenance, and an easier experience. And sometimes that's true. But after many years in the building industry, I can tell you there are some major advantages and some major disadvantages. So in the past, I've bought newer homes that I built for myself, and I've purchased some pre-sale homes that were a little older. So I'm going to explain what I did notice myself, what was the 5 pros and the 5 cons. Number 1, lower maintenance. Your roof is new, your HVAC system's new, the flooring, the windows, everything's new when I went from a resale home into a brand new one. That would be, to me, number 1. And number 2, better energy efficiency. With all the advancements in the building sciences over the years, in the 90s when I got out of school, and we were doing all kinds of tests on building structures, details, and the advancements from that point on, they continue to get better all the time. That means your utility bills reflect that. It's just a better built home, if it's built correctly. Number 3, warranty. Peace of mind right there. You have 10 years on your structural, 5 years on your mechanical. I think this is standard now. Of course, it varies in different regions, but make sure you do have a good warranty if you are building new, because that's very important. I do have a client that the builder talked him into not going with a warranty program because he said, well, I take care of it anyway. He was building on an acreage. He ran into a lot of issues, still running into a lot of issues. So I would highly advise making sure it's a good warranty and a good warranty program. And look at the reviews and talk to different people that have built with the builder that you're thinking of, and make sure that they honor their warranty and document anything that happens. If there's a crack somewhere in the foundation or in the wall, cracks happen, but document them, because if they start to grow into a foundation issue, that it can stop your doors from closing properly, your windows from closing and opening properly. All these things, those are structural issues, and that's what your warranty is there to protect. Number 4, modern layout and features. So this one is nice when it's new, because look at the older homes. Thing I did notice, and I've loved some of these older homes because they're in a nice matured area, but they'd have smaller windows. They would have lower ceilings, like 8-foot ceiling, going from an 8-foot to a 9-foot, which 9 feet seems to be pretty standard now. And same within a basement, 9 foot. Those things make a huge difference in a living space. And that's something that you don't see necessarily in an older home, but in the new one is you can at least make sure that you request that and build it into your price, because there is a cost association to more volume, higher ceiling, or vaults, and larger windows. It is highly recommended for a nicer feel of a home. And number 5, customization of your flooring details, your built-ins, your custom cabinetry, your walk-in closets. All those things add up quick, but they are fun. Just be aware of it, document it, create a spreadsheet. 5 cons now. Costs add up fast, as I just mentioned. So although have that control of the budget and of those details, just keep an eye on it. That is definitely something to be aware of, something you can control, something the builder should keep you aware of, so there's no surprises. And number 2, landscaping and extras. If you're on an acreage and you need access into from the road, you start adding septic, a well, power in, all those things add up, and they can be big surprises. With a resale home, all those things are there, and that is nice. Definitely think that's an advantage of a resale home. You've got the fence, you've got the shed, you've got any things that the previous client is now yours. That one could, so timelines. The reason I say this is a lot of times you have a house to sell, and you want to, with your construction of the new builds, you have your house listed, the house isn't selling, and your house is moving along quicker or slower than you thought. Sometimes your existing house sells quickly, and now you got to go rent. So all these things are moving targets, and that can be frustrating. We had that ourselves on our first one that we built many years ago, and we had a house to sell. We listed it. It did become a problem for us, and it's just something to be aware of. And then there's ways to work around that so it does work out. And number 4, you don't necessarily get the quality that you were hoping for. And I've seen that a lot over the years with the clients. They had promises, and their comfort in the home just isn't there. And there's a lot of reasons for this, and a lot of times it could be avoided. And I'm going to say this, and I've said this several times in the past, before you do the walkthrough with your pre-drywall walkthrough, have the builder put a blower door test on the home. It costs an extra, I don't know, maybe it's $1,000. Make sure it's done with an infrared camera so you can see. So what happens with a blower door test, and I'm going to do another video on this because it's pretty important and not a lot of people know about this, but this whole setup goes on your front entry door usually. Everything gets locked up. It has a fan hooked up. It's depressurizing your home. So then they shut it up, and then they walk around and they see how long it takes to become neutral again. And with the camera, it shows literally the air flowing into the house. And a good guy to work with on this really looks at these details. He's going through those, he's documenting everything, all the leak points. Because this is the one chance you have to actually fix something before the drywall goes in. Because this saves a lot of headaches. And I don't know why all builders don't do this, and very few actually do. They'll do one at the end sometimes, maybe it's required by code, but the pre-drywall blower door test is the key to basically it's your report card of whether this house has been built well or not. And that's honestly what it is. So request one of those and that'll avoid any issues of that con. And number 5, new communities. And I can attest to this one. We built one of our homes in a new development. We were probably the 20th home in, and it was very messy. You're driving in areas that are unfinished, got a lot of construction going on, a lot of road noise, a lot of hammering, and you don't have the amenities in, you don't have the trees. It looks kind of ugly for a while. And our daughter was really young at the time, and they were supposed to have a park in, and we were pretty excited about that. And I don't even think we used it much because she was actually getting to the age where parks didn't really matter as much to her. But that is something to be aware of. If you can get in later into a development when it's nearly completed, curbs and everything, and the asphalt is in, then that's great. But just be aware of it. It can take several years before all those homes are actually built and it feels like a neighborhood. I hope this helps anybody out there that's looking at whether they should build or buy resale. There's no real right or wrong answer. Come visit me on my website at scottgrozelle.com. Thank you for joining me, and I very much appreciate it.